Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Berakhot, page 14b. Amar Ula, Kol הקורא קריאת שמע בלא תפילין, כאילו מעיד עדות שקר בעצמו. Tells us Ula, if somebody reads Kriyat Shema in the morning and he doesn't put on his tefillin, it's like saying a false testimony, which means when we read Shema, we say Vaya le'ot al yadcha ultotafot benanecha. We say it's like a sign on your hands and between your eyes. But then you're not putting the tefillin. So what are you saying? It's like saying something which is false, right? So it's very important when you say Kriyat Shema, you should say it with the tefillin. So my question is, as you know, Shema has a time to it, as Tefillim has a time. We cannot put Tefillim whenever we want in the morning. There's a special time to put Tefillim in the morning. What is this time? Okay, so there's two times. There is what we called Netzach Hama, sunrise, but before sunrise, 72 minutes before, there is what we call the dawn. Dawn is 72 minutes before sunrise. After dawn comes up means we see the rays of the sun in the horizon. We can see the rays of the sun. We cannot see the sun yet, right? When we start seeing the first rays of the sun in the horizon, and this you can check on calendars, you can check on your iPhone, you can check anything, there is specific times for that. 6 minutes later is already the time to start to put tefillin. Before that, it's still considered the night, and you're not allowed to put tefillin, right? We call this time Mishiakir et Chavero Berichuk 400, when you recognize your friend without any light outside and the distance of 2 meters close. So there is a time to put tefillin, right? There is a time to read Shema. When is Shema read? Shema can be read from dawn up to the 3rd hour of the day. From sunrise, 3 hours later, you can read Shema. Now, let's say you're going to pass the time of reading Shema, but you don't have tefillin with you. So what should you do? Could you read Kriyat Shema without putting tefillin? The answer is yes. We are talking about in this Gemara that you have a chance to put tefillin, but you're just lazy to take them out of the bag, or you say later I'm going to put my tefillin, so let me read Kriyat Shema. No. If you could read tefillin with Shema, and you don't do so, this is a false testimony. You're saying something, and you don't have it on your hand, and you don't have it between your eyes. But if you don't have your tefillin for some reason, I'll give you a practical halacha. You go on a trip. It means you take a plane and you go to a different city or a country. What happens is it's too early to put the tefillin. You're on the plane. So basically, you're going to get to destination in a very late time, so there's not going to be any minyanim anymore. What should you do? It's very uncomfortable sometimes to put the tefillin on the plane. It's sometimes very hard to get up and to do tefillah. What should you do? So the thing is, you can do the whole prayer sitting down. Yes, even though the prayer normally is done standing, the Amidah at least, you can do the prayer sitting down. Now, according to Shulchan Aruch, when you get to destination, you don't have to repeat the Amidah because you said it's sitting down. Your Yotzeh means you already did your obligation. According to the Rama, which is the Ashkenaz opinion, if there is still time, you should repeat the Amidah at least. Now, coming to destination, you have the whole day to put the tefillin. Fastest, the better. So what you're going to do is, you're going to put on a tefillin with a beracha, with a blessing. You're going to say the whole Shema from beginning to the end. You're going to say the parasha of Kadesh li kol bechor vayakev yacha, and then you did already the prayer, Yo Yotzeh. So this is a practical application to this halacha to say that it's not considered a false testimony by the fact that you said Shema sitting down on the plane without tefillin. Why? Because you had in mind to put tefillin later on. It was not the time, or you were not able to. We're talking about somebody who is able to say Shema with his tefillin and is not doing so. So that's what it's called edut sheker, right? Making a false testimony. The Gemara continues. Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, ki'ilu ikriv ola belo mincha. Saying Shema without tefillin when you could is like bringing a sacrifice called the Holocaust, which is burnt completely on the altar, and not bringing mincha, which is the dough that accompanies that sacrifice. Yes, you did the Shema, which is the sacrifice himself, but you didn't bring the mincha, which is the dough accompanying the sacrifice. Same thing, bringing a zevach, bringing what we call shilamim, and not bringing the accessory, which is the wine accompanying this sacrifice. So to tell you, those two things, Shema and Tefillim, is something that goes by pair, and it's very important when you could to do this. And it says, V'amar Rabbi Yochanan, says the Gemara, according to Rabbi Yochanan, הרוצה שיקבל עליו עול מלכות שמיים שלמה, יפנה ואיתו על ידיו, ויניח תפילין, ויקרא קריאת שמע. So somebody wants to make all Malchut Shamayim, accept the yoke, right, of Torah, of mitzvot, accepting Hashem as Hashem Echad, U'Shmo Echad. So first you go to the bathroom, you clean yourself, you get dressed, you get out, you wash your hands, you put the tefillin, and you say Shema, and that's called Malchut Shamayim Shelema. This is called making Hashem Echad, U'Shmo Echad. I wish you a great day, Shavua Tov, Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'amen.